So what do you want to get into? The letters?
Let's get in the letters. There's a lot of
All
them
right.
this week. This is an interesting one to start with. George Gebhardt.
Right.
Subject is AEW panicking.
Right.
Hey guys, the number for last week's Rampage are in. They had a TV audience of 722,000, down 400,000 from the previous week of 1.129 million for Punk's debut. SmackDown got, well, this guy says nearly 3 million, but that wasn't true. That was the markets, but it was like SmackDown, I think, did 2.2 million.
Yeah.
Yeah. I guess them piggyback off the WWE Bay right after SmackDown isn't really working as well as they'd hoped. Now there's speculation that instead of debuting Bryan Danielson at their show at Arthur Ashe Stadium in New York on the 22nd, he'll be at their all-out pay-per-view this Saturday. Thoughts? Sincerely, George Gebhardt, Conshohocken, Pennsylvania. What are your thoughts on this to begin with, Konnan?
Well, it's very weird because I just saw a thing that Tony Khan tweeted, which said they were number one on Friday in cable and number one on Wednesday in cable. So I don't know if you're the number one show on cable, you're not doing too bad. So I don't know. At the end of the day, why are you shaking your head? No, is he lying?
Bro, the story here, okay, and that's not the story.
Right.
Is the shine is already off of Punk's debut immediately, way faster than I thought it would happen. But I told everybody this is another case of me being right as usual. Right. There was an overreaction with Punk appearing. Everybody got an irrational opinion of what was going to happen going forward, and this is when I said this is what happens all the time.
Okay.
Let me finish.
Yeah.
We grab an audience of people because something big is happening. Punk is coming back. Brock is coming. You grab the audience. What do we say? Bro, when you have that audience grabbed, you got to provide them with really good entertainment.
Right.
They grabbed an audience for Punk, and the shows stunk. They didn't do it. He just played an interview. He just and that's it.
And here's the other thing. Here's the other thing. Also, I also kind of think, and as big as I from what I understand, what's this guy's name? Darby Allin and Orange Cassidy are draws for AEW. Okay, and even though I understand that he's a draw, and I understand that the fans like him, I also think there might have been a bit of a letdown when they said he's coming back to face Darby Allin. A lot of people must have been like, who or why? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And so I think that also kind of hurt them. I could be wrong.
They drew an audience, okay?
Because I can't think, Disco, that if like you said, MJF or Chris Jericho or what's this guy's name? Kenny Omega would have gone out there and they would have done something really big, that it would have dropped as much.
Exactly. Bro, like I said, the show after Punk's two straight. Here's one thing he's when Punk appeared on the show, and if you watch the rest of that show, the first show he appeared on, you could have said, I could have missed the rest of the show. All right?
Right.
Well, then you think, okay.
It got worse, bro. That's the funny thing. It got worse after he was on.
Right. So then Friday, you're tuned, okay, Punk's coming back in. Okay, maybe they'll do something. Bro, he just comes out and cuts another promo again. Already, you're saying like, okay, this is not must-see TV. He's not doing anything.
Right.
They're not doing anything.
Because here's the other thing. Here's the other thing, Disco. They're not must-listen-to promos either. That's the other thing.
Yeah.
His promos before, bro, you were like mesmerized and going, I can't wait to hear this guy again. I've heard 2 promos from him, and neither one of them have blown me away.
Right, and one of them, he's not...
And he's one of the best promo guys I've ever heard.
Bro, and he's cutting it, and the guy he's working, he's putting him over in his promos, not burying him. It's like, I was like, this is brother, dude. Like, we could call out people when they do things wrong. Right. Everybody thinks they're doing stuff right. It's like, okay, let's look at the numbers, bro. Your numbers plummeted back to where you started.
Here's a weird thing.
Week you didn't do nothing.
Here's a weird thing about that, too. A lot of things went wrong there. Number one, I don't know why, and I'd like to hear an explanation why, and there has to be some sort of explanation why they didn't announce Punk more than they did. That's enough. They could have gotten a bigger number. That's something that still baffles me.
They're making mistakes, and we're calling out the mistakes, and our mistakes.
Why?
They're making them. I don't know, but they're proving that we're mistakes. If you look at the numbers, we're calling them out, guys. You're making mistakes.
Number
it's two. Hurt your numbers,
Number two. When we said who should he come in to wrestle, Darby Allin was not a guy we picked.
No.
Okay.
Well, here's the thing. Because this is what you say. You ask anybody. You want it. You're watching the shows. You're an AEW fan. You want to promote it.
Right.
Okay. And you're telling fans that, hey, you going to watch AEW this week? Punk's back. My natural reaction when I haven't been watching the show, really, what did he do? And your answer is okay, but I'm asking, what did Punk do?
He talked.
Okay, why should he cut a pro? Well, who's he fighting? Like, what has Punk done that I'm not watching wrestling and get me to why should I start watching what Punk's doing now? It's like who's he fighting? It's like Darby Allin. It's like I don't know who Darby Allin is. It's like so it's like this is like the audience that you were trying to get when you got to come back, and you literally did nothing to dent that. Like you got it back to the promo.
Right. And my argument was I understand Darby Allin. He is a future 1,000%. I do agree with that, but have him face Darby Allin later on, not coming in. You know what I'm saying?
And then don't dilute Darby Allin.
I agree with you on that.
And then you're thinking you're watching the show, and Darby Allin's like, okay, this is a guy. Here's the guy's going to be fighting Punk this weekend. We'll check him out and everything. And then you got the guy, the jabroni from the Danny Garcia guy. Whoever this guy is named, jumping
laid him out. Laid him out.
I'm going if you're watching, well, what's going on?
Kind of dyslexic booking in a way. Like why?
Right.
That. I don't. Right. Okay.
Yeah.
I think
we agree on that. We agree on that.
His first promo, it got a lot of people excited. It got the buzz, but only so many times you're going to get to put "I'm so happy to be here, Punk" out there, and before people, all right, let's see what's next. People are just waiting for the next chapter. And I did hear.
But at the end of the day, we cannot, like I said before, Joe, and I'm sorry to cut you off. We can't also minimize it. If that's the number one show on cable, that's still something. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and I did as little connections or knowledge.
How bad must TV be that's the number one show?
What are you watching? No, we talked about this. I'm talking about
what's on TV.
There's nothing. Well, what cable television shows do you know that anybody watches?
Like the other day, they introduced me to this person in the NWA dressing room that they were like on this 90-day fiance thing. And I was like, I've heard of it. I don't know what the that is. I wouldn't watch a show like that. You know what I'm saying? It's supposed to be very popular, right? Is it?
The competition on cable. If you watch these crappy shows, because all the good shows are on streaming now, like any crap, there's no good cable produced natural.
How weird is that, right?
It just stinks right now, right?
Wow.
So it's like the story is, it's like it shouldn't be professional wrestling is number one on cable because literally there's nothing on cable right now. The story should be like if wrestling is not the number one show on cable every week because there's no competition. Like if you're letting the politics,
there's a couple good things on cable, like Bill Maher.
But
it's not.
It's not like remember when
it used to be, right? Bro. It's nothing like when the Sopranos and the
Sunday nights, man. Sunday nights.
Larry David and Curb Your Enthusiasm. Yeah, they were killing back then.
There was must-see Thrones. I got in a rabbit hole the other day. I was just on YouTube. And there's this tons of clips, like 3-4 minutes long of Curb Your Enthusiasm.
Oh, they're great.
And I was just watching.
So great.
Like a standalone thing. They're just absolutely hysterical. How inappropriate he is.
Did you ever see?
I loved the episode when they had Friends on. Remember?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that was.
Did you see the one where John Hamm was on there and he was trying to learn how to play Larry David in a show or something? So he was walking around and imitating him. Oh, it's great stuff. And they make fun of the lazy Susan in the middle of the table. You look that up on YouTube. That's a great one.
There's so many. There's
no, it's